Just looking at the Collingwood players take up their positions, it looks like not a lot has changed, and we see Burns, Lucuria, McKee, also Buckley in that midfield mix. I think for Collingwood to get back into the game, it may well be worthwhile Buckley going forward. He's getting a close tag put on him by Kirk, and they've only kicked the 5 goals to half-time. I would think Buckley inside that forward 50 with his strength and ability, he might only get 3 or 4 possessions, but they could be goals.
Jared Waitley.
Quarter certainly an extremely positive mood from the Sydney room, certainly looking to draw on the leadership here of Adam Goodes. All the players certainly rallying around him and trying to draw on the example that he is setting. Barry Hall, they're particularly pleased with the delivery that he's been getting as he's been coming up to virtually centre-half forward for Collingwood. There are plenty of concerns, not the least in the big man department. A pretty heavy rotation going on with Fraser, Kinnear, McKee and Cloak all spending time on the bench during that quarter.
Collingwood staring down the barrel of a 3rd straight loss. 3 goals down at half-time. Paul Williams has gone into the attacking 50 for the Swans. Lucuria with him. McKee back. Almost gave Buckley first use, but he's well tied up. Swans have played exciting footy.
Coming out the back.
Swans have hit Buckley with everything too, Tim. Every time he gets the ball, they just go after him.
Ball with good posse here against McKee. Now Williams into the fray. Defensive side. Did well there to maintain his composure and control. Creswell, Kennelly, Jude Bolton. Creswell back for another go. This is good team footy. Kirk running into a wall, but they're threading it together. Now the big man, Ball. Davis losing his footing. Clement out pointing him comfortably, and Collingwood now with the chance to build.
It's a long pass and it's a good one, but Didak took his eyes off the footy at the crucial moment. Crouch comes into the picture. Plays a bit of tunnel ball, but Woden gets there for Collingwood. Little underground handball to O'Brien. O'Brien looks for Tarrant. Saddington hot on his hammer. And he just picks him off and knocks it over the line.
Well, we saw Didak drop that mark, and Jared Crouch has been so close to him throughout. He was a yard or 2 behind, but just the referred pressure, I think, put a bit of doubt in the mind of Didak, and he spilled what he should have taken. Ball back in the ruck for Sydney.
Fraser got the tap, but it went to Creswell to half forward. And Johnson couldn't trap it in time. So 54 plays 36. It's the Swans by 3 straight kicks, and they've been going 1.5 minutes into this 3rd term. There's the Magpie bench. Goodes this time against McKee. Goodes got the tap. And again we have a stalemate.
Yeah, and Ball's dropped out. He's back on the wing for Sydney, so Adam Goodes will do the ruck work. Might even be Barry Hall's back in the goal square. But even though McKee's the #1 ruckman for Collingwood, I think Goodes might have it over him.
McKee doing well there to Woden. Good spoiled Barry on Fraser. Creswell, Matthews. There's a push and a Sydney free kick. Creswell to take it. Durable Swans midfielder. Just an incidental nudge from Buckley, and accidental. Barry. Big ball winner across half back. He's had it 11 times. Umpire tells him he has played on. O'Loughlin has to go the spoil. Didn't quite want as much of it as he got, I don't fancy. Lucuria to Burns. Rocker trying to get under it, takes the outfield catch. And is that 50? I fear for the Swans' sake.
Just call it.
No, umpire Rowe just pouring some cool water on Darren Creswell.
Right out.
Just cool it, said the umpire. Gee, they hesitate going forward. They're always looking for the perfect pass. Sometimes you just can't get
Let's
it.
go, Anthony.
Rocker to Fraser.
Leo, back a metre, Leo.
So Josh Fraser, not much happening at the moment. Typical start to a 3rd quarter of footy. They call it the premiership quarter. But at the moment, it's a real stalemate. Kirk for Sydney. Goes inboard to Creswell. Controls it. Now Darren Creswell chips to Hall. Oh, he's dropped an absolute sitter. That's a bad mistake from Barry Hall. Can he win it back? Now Fosdyke, who's been pretty good, to Crouch, to Goods, who can run on here. Goods runs to 45, and Sydney get the all-important goal. First goal of the third quarter. That is a very big goal for the Swans.
Well, once Sydney got control of the footy, they had such an open forward line. We saw Collingwood just chip the ball around for about 3 minutes, and all the players were up Collingwood's end of the ground. As soon as Sydney got the ball, and we see them going forward here, they've just got space to run back into.
Adam Goods' second goal gives the Swans a 24-point lead. Collingwood in trouble. Burns now for Collingwood. Taking it away from goal. Buckley, Good to Williams. Now Licuria. McKee wrapped up. Just about gone there. Had runners to mop up. Licuria to Rocker. He's within range, but it's a testing angle. He opens it up from 50. Oh, that is a magnificent kick. Beautifully played by Rocker. Collingwood still there, trailing by 18.
Well, they certainly needed that one. And the big fella just went back, played on, and had the momentum up, had a bit of run up, and he certainly put it through the middle. I just think Collingwood have got to be prepared to get it into their forward line quicker than they are, and not be intent on just chipping it round with the short passes, because Sydney are masters at getting numbers back. That's a legacy of Rodney Eade, who a lot of people say created the flood, got the numbers back, so they will run into their defensive half time and again, the Swans.
Tremendous goal from Anthony Rocker. Brings the margin back to 3 goals, and that's a free kick to Sydney.
Stay, come back, Brancy back. Still high tackle.
Jude Bolton in the middle. Has it for Sydney. Stabs the pass. That's an absolute ripper.
You've got to love the kick.
To O'Loughlin.
40 metres and no more than 2 metres high.
Hall's one out. Getting back for supporters. Cloak running into the open goal. Another one to Goods.
And we'll have a look at it again, but Jason Cloak was third man up. If you are third man up, you've got to get a fist on the footy. He doesn't, and it spills over the back, and his opponent makes him pay the ultimate penalty. Third goal to Adam Goods. As I said, Tim, get your money on him for the Brownlow.
And the Swans for the 8. Swans retain control. The Goods train is on a roll. Kennelly courageously there, despite a flying boot.
There's 4 or 5 people
Another
in front
ball
of me.
up. Sydney by 24. And Collingwood not really making any progress.
Give me some room. I'm bouncing.
Gone defensive again, Collingwood. Fraser up as a forward to do the ruck work. McKee's dropped back.
Fraser too strong for ball there, but the kick straight into the lap of Barry. Taking lots of marks across half-back. Maxfield, the skipper. Good delivery again. O'Loughlin moving freely enough there, a long way from goal. Gives the Flyers the chance. Goods, dangerous again. 2 Magpies muffed it. The tackle was high. It's Jude Bolton's ball.
Well, they've got all the attack going their way, Sydney, but we see the way that they move the ball into their forward line. Definitely a free kick. Buckley caught him too high. And Jude Bolton, geez, is an improving player. Got himself much bigger and stronger. Started off as a skinny winger. Well, now he can match it with the best in the midfield. But when Sydney move the ball forward, they take it in quickly and they give the forwards a chance, one out against their opponent. Forwards love that. Hey, you can't always get the perfect ball. Give me an opportunity to beat my opponent, but too slow the way Collingwood are getting it into their front half.
He delivered the ball to O'Loughlin beautifully a moment ago. Can he kick as well at the sticks? He does, and he puts the Swans 5 goals up.
Well, they've just about silenced the crowd, and obviously big Collingwood crowd here at Telstra Dome, and Nathan Buckley would be disappointed with that tackle. See the umpire in perfect position.
Well, this game is not over by a long shot, but at the moment Sydney lead by 5 goals. But the Magpies are well and truly good enough to get back into it. Rocker. Clever tap to Williams. To the 50. Swans again have the numbers. Not a kind bounce, but Leo Barry, who's backed himself all night, wins the footy. Creswell. Here's a turnover. Bolton lost it. Won it again. He's gang tackled. Somehow gets it to Kirk. They're under trouble now, the Swans, as Collingwood get numbers up forward. Tarrant. Here's a chance for Batheris. Tried to get it to Buckley. Now he's got it. He's tackled. Tried to get it to Tarrant unsuccessfully. Williams into space. Malloy runs onto it. Getting back is Saddington. Well done. And we'll have a throw in. She got desperate there.
Yeah, desperation by both sides. This man in picture, Saddington, continues to play the 5 or 6 metres in front of Tarrant. So far, successful for him.
So opportunity here for Collingwood. They need a goal. They're down by 30 points. Ball over the top, got the knock. And we'll have another ball up. Leading stat getters in the game for Sydney. 16 to Creswell, 14 to Barry, 13 to Matthews, 16 for Buckley Collingwood. There he is. 14 to Licuria and 14 to Burns.
3 goals to 1 this quarter, Sydney's way. Collingwood need to start pulling them back. Another ball up. Fraser and Ball up close and personal.
Collingwood just kicked the 6 goals, and I don't think one of them has been by a small, medium-sized player on the run. No crumbing goals.
Rocker climbs in. Worked it well clear, but Didak's got 3 against him. And Shawble sees it over.
And Didak is the man that they'd be looking to get the crumbing goals. Jared Crouch just making life very hard for him. You can see Crouch there. He's the #1 tagger in this Sydney team. Played over the 100 games now. He knows what it's all about.
Didak just 6 possessions for the night. Collingwood continue to make heavy weather of it.
Easy.
And another ball up.
Thank you.
Gee, in the background
away from it.
Didak and Crouch at each other.
Thanks, Anthony.
There's no easy way home for Collingwood at the moment. Umpire Ryan tries again. Ball, taking the risk, taking it out of the air. Licuria, clever kick. Saddington again, a match for Tarrant. And the struggle goes on for Collingwood.
Mr. Consistency. Jason Saddington missed only 3 games since debuting in 1998.
Well, with Dunkley retiring last year, he just needed to step up as a key defender.
Fraser. Can he get boot to ball? No. Maxfield. Good tackle by Rocker.
Yeah, excellent tackle by Anthony. And this ball's been locked up in Collingwood's forward 50 for about the last 2 minutes.
Chris, he picks up the ball. He's had 2 metres. Best.
Umpire
Straight
explaining.
back again.
And that's good. Umpire's talking to the players.
Maxfield. To Ball. And excellent skills again from the big man as he finds Goods.
Yeah, Kinnear has been moved on to Goods. Cloak was on him.
So Goods to half forward. Again, good execution as he finds Kirk.
Yeah, Kirk has been Buckley's opponent. No one on the mark.
Swan's disposal by foot has been very good all night, and that's another perfect delivery.
Is that 50?
Oh, Loughlin's hurt himself and doesn't get the reward that looked as though it might be there. It would have been a gimme goal had he been granted it.
On the mark here, Mick.
It was a fine line, wasn't it?
It
Yeah,
was.
their disposal's been terrific. Barry Hall's called himself off. He's yelled out, so we'll find out what's the problem with Big Bazza. But he's been pretty lively at centre-half forward.
Could be hamstring. We'll go down to Jared Waitley in a moment.
If O'Loughlin can kick this, it mightn't matter. The margin is 5 goals. There's a 1.25 left. Good off the boot. Very good off the boot. He has done it. The Swans by 36.
Well, here we see Kirk. Nobody stood his mark, so he was able to carry the ball 12, 15 metres, and then he's an awkward kick, but he was able to put the ball out in front, and you can see the lead. He doubles back, throws Clement off. Prestigiacomo late on the scene, and a good finish.
Barry Hall receiving some attention. Gerard Whateley.
Quarters, it's a left hamstring. Barry Hall brought himself off. He pulled up lame just as O'Loughlin took that mark and was immediately clutching at the left hamstring. Just wait to see whether it's a strain or a tear.
Matthews puts Sydney into attack once again, and once again it's that man Goods. Little dish to Bolton. Bolton into the pocket to O'Loughlin on this occasion. Clement affects the spoil. Great tackle. Ball up.
A little Schneider, and gee, isn't he?
Just been used to the pinch hitter tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been on and off the ground, but when he comes on, he's very lively.
Goods against McKee. Give that one to McKee. Buckley, great pickup to Williams. Over the top to Licuria. Now Collingwood shows some run. O'Brien to half forward. Tarrant takes the mark.
Good protection by Anthony to enable him to take that.
And Burns has also run hard. And he'll be rewarded with a shot at goal. Only about 35 metres out. Slightly worse than a 45-degree angle. And to say that Collingwood need this is an understatement as McKee comes off.
And the player rankings, Rocker, Goods, O'Loughlin and Barry. Gee, Barry's had plenty of ball off that half-back flank. And I wouldn't be at all surprised as we get towards the end of this third quarter if Goods goes into the ruck and ball either goes to full forward or comes off for a spell for the last turn.
Malloy also off for Collingwood as Burns misses. Holland and Locken were the players that came on for the Magpies. They need goals. Still plenty of time though for the Magpies. I mean, in this modern game, things can change very, very quickly. Just ask Melbourne last week when Sydney kicked 10 goals in the last quarter.
Swans have kicked 4 goals to 1 in this term. Craig Bolton playing in the back half. Now Creswell. Been good. Had it 17 times. Only Buckley has had it as many. Having to work it around here, and this time it comes unstuck. Well done, Holland.
Yeah, good forward defensive work. Very sharp. They've just got to take advantage of it now. Yeah, when you kick off one step, the ball just floats.
Collingwood pressing. Ball. Fraser, good steal. That'd be a great goal if he kicked it.
He needed Leo Barry's left foot.
Baz's night might be done. Sydney by 34 points. Collingwood have got to start converting.
And the man with the footy, you'd want it in his hands.
Again they go short and it comes off as Williams' kick finds Craig Bolton, who goes to the wing looking for Kirk. No mark. Williams to Buckley. Just got rid of it in time. Intercepted by Creswell. What can he do with it? Haven't got many options, so he dishes off by hand to Kennelly, who goes inside 50. Ty Kennelly! It's coming back! It's a great goal! They have all the answers at the moment, the Swannies.
And the pace, and Kennelly backed himself. Good play by Creswell, not to bomb the ball forward. Picked up there by Creswell. He was going to kick it and realises he's got fresh legs on the outside of him. Gives the handball off to Kennelly, who runs and carries. Good shepherd there by Fosdyke. And this young Irishman, he will be, if he's prepared to stick it out, and there were some doubts last year whether he'd stay, he will be a 150-game player.
Nice right to left on that one, wasn't there, Tim?
Beautiful, and nice contrast in the reactions. Sydney by 40 points. Fraser doing some hard work. Burns. O'Brien, quiet night. Williams eventually works it to Holland. Collingwood build, but they're not gaining results from their entries. Locken, pinch hitting forward tonight. Just one for the quarter for the Magpies, and they're not really looking like it at the moment. Well, Baz has been released, and he's pouring at the ground in the paddock. Rocker, nice piece of work, didn't quite get the result. Saddington to Shawble. Williams. Courageous effort, Loney. Didn't quite hang on. Kinnear to O'Brien. And Rocker within range. He really has been their leader out there tonight, and a chance for him to assert himself again with his second goal of the quarter.
He's the only forward, Tim, that can take a mark in a contest. And we see O'Brien square that ball, and ball caught on the back foot, and Anthony in front taking the mark. We see Bolton in picture number 6. He's been really handy for Sydney. He's playing on Locken, a medium-sized player, but he can also play on the Josh Frasers, the taller types, former Brisbane Line player. But this is the only forward that's taken a mark in a contest situation.
Important moment here. A groan. It's a long way back for Collingwood, and they need to make every post a winner.
Just not going for them. It's a 5-goal to 1 quarter in favour of Sydney. And with not much on the clock, 6 minutes to go, Paul Roos would be desperately hoping that Collingwood don't get another goal.
Barry Hall's back on. We'll go to Jared Waitley in a moment and find out exactly what was the problem. As here comes Sydney again. Kirk to Fosdyke to the 50. Schneider, here we go again. Schneider onto that very famous already left foot. Kicks another goal. He's a little beauty.
Well, we saw him up in Sydney last week, and twice this evening he's taken marks, and we'll see it again. He takes marks and he backs his pace. He doesn't go back, he doesn't waste time, and he really positioned well. He took Johnson under the footy and then sidestepped Prestigiacomo, got on that left foot, and I haven't seen him miss. And there he is, Adam Schneider. He'd be very, very happy with that. We're back at the centre bounce, and Paul Roos has made the move again to get Goods in the ruck for the last 5 or 6 minutes of the quarter. Good coaching.
Swans have kicked 6 straight this quarter to double Collingwood's score, and the Goods train keeps rolling. Williams first there for Collingwood. Schneider again. Crouch. And the Swans keep it in.
Gee, it's getting embarrassing for the Magpies, isn't it? That's not taking any away from Sydney, of course, Tim. Double the score.
This time last year, after a slow start to the season, Collingwood had embarked on a winning streak, which produced, other than in September, their best form of the season. But it's not going according to plan at the moment. McGough missing the target. Loney keeps it in and gives it back to Mark McGough. Woden now.
Move it quickly. Move it quickly.
Woden 11 possessions. Not particularly big night. McGough, Burns, now Loney. Treads water. Collingwood's uncertainty written all over it. Now Andy Williams. McGough improving his stats with 3 or 4 possessions in a minute. Brave stuff, Matthews. Buckley might do something here for Collingwood. McGough, another stat, but an awful miscue. Saddington, Maxfield, no nonsense about the Swans. Crouch, and away they go. Davis, down in the back half. Kirk, and the Swans might turn grim defence into another razor-sharp attack.
Davis has got it, the former Magpie, now a Swan. To half forward, Barry Hall's back on. Couldn't take it. Took out a big divot, though. Have to replace that one. Picked up by Johnson. To half forward for Collingwood. Getting across to Spoilers Wharf. Kirk, free kick too high.
Buckley getting a bit frustrated. Buckley saying he ducked. Doesn't matter if he ducked, you caught him too high. He's playing a bit of a lone hand, Buckley. He's getting frustrated, working really hard, and this fella with the footy, Kirk, has made life hard for him. I'd love to see Buckley go to the full forward position for a while.
Kirk. Well, it's a risky kick. Doesn't come off to Wharf in the middle. Collingwood get it back. Here's Buckley. Never stops trying. From 65 out, Nathan Buckley has given Collingwood some hope. persevered.
He did, he did. And it was just a poor kick by Kirk to Wharf, who just about hatched it. And finally Burns worked it free. And Buckley, I'm glad he went for the shot. You can see he's inside the centre square when he kicks that football. So kicked it hard and low and flat. And the captain finished off perfectly. He's not in at this next centre bounce. They've got him starting at centre half forward. There's Ball on the bench. He's taking a deep breath, getting set for the last quarter.
And the Magpies on the long climb back. Fraser confidently out of the air. Woden, O'Brien. Johnson now. And O'Brien breaks. Collingwood dangerous here. Tarrant in good posse. Tarrant still. Crouch taking him off it.
Through it.
Kinnear, there's a throw.
Scooped it up off the ground, Tim. And the umpire racing in to let Tarrant know the reason why. You see Jared Crouch puts the tackle on. He comes back on the footy, Chris Tarrant. And the umpire deemed that a scoop or a throw.
Now Wharf. Mark this one, and the Swans off the hook this time.
To his captain, Maxfield. It's a 39-point buffer to the Swans as we near three-quarter time. What a turn they've had. Williams. Collingwood just showing a couple of signs over the last few minutes.
Yeah.
They might be on the improve.
Yeah, if they can get another one before three-quarter time, the game's well and truly alive.
Wharf at half-back. It's a risky kick. Just comes off. As Shawbull takes the mark. Plays on, lost it. Now here's a chance for Collingwood. Somehow Shawbull manages to get it out to Powell. He's run down. Rocker to Williams. Crouch in heavy traffic. Clever handball to Micklejohn. And Sydney will clear. To the wing. No mark to Davis. Buckley trying to lift his charges. Beautiful pass into the middle to Williams. He's got Tarrant on. If he can go long. Tarrant's got the sit on Saddington into the goal square. Tarrant takes the mark.
Well, that's the first time that Saddington's been caught out by being in front, and it was a good long kick by Williams, and Saddington had to take his eyes off the football and run backwards. He was always in the box seat then, Chris Tarrant, and this is just what Collingwood needed with only a minute or two left to get the last couple of goals in the third term.
So Tarrant will have no problem here as Collingwood claw their way back. Two goals to Tarrant, and all of a sudden the leads come back to 33 points. As the Magpies give themselves a chance as they set up this final term, and leading from the front once again was Nathan Buckley.
Well, it's a good long kick by Andrew Williams, and you'll see Saddington just caught out, and as soon as you take your eyes off the footy, you're in real trouble. Buckley in picture, standing at centre half forward for the Magpies. Young McGough in at the centre bounce, taking his place.
Margin back to 33. Collingwood, for almost the first time tonight, bringing it in with real speed and precision. And Tarrant finished for them. This is young Powell, the first gamer, under pressure. Micklejohn, second gamer. Fosdyke, now Davis. The Swans look for the answer. Goods nearly finding it. O'Loughlin. Collingwood working hard there to hold Sydney up. Mick Malthouse down early. Perhaps ready with some well-chosen words.
This is interesting. Micklejohn's gone to full forward, and Barry Hall's come out from full forward to do the ruck work. No, it's Goods.
Goods got the tap.
Did it well.
Fosdyke onto the left boot, squares it up looking for Hall. And Hall takes the mark. Now he looks like he's struggling with that leg. Might be a bit of cramp.
Here. No, back here, Shane. Back.
Barry's,
Go back, go back.
Barry's making sure he knows where the mark is.
He'll be kicking from about 55.
Yep.
He's certainly gone back a long way. He's got the red boots on.
It's a big kick, this one, isn't it?
Well, it is.
Takes the momentum away from Collingwood.
If he can kick a goal, gee, they'll go in at three-quarter time, really pump Sydney.
That's right. That's right. Come on.
He gets the hurry up.
See, Anthony Rocker stood the mark got O'Brien out of the way, just a bit of extra height on the mark.
So Hall from 55. It won't make the distance off hands. And through from behind a big Barry.
And they're just the little things in footy, but no good having O'Brien on the mark when you can have a man who's 10 or 12 centimetres taller there. Just means that Barry has to go back, maybe kick it a metre earlier than he would have otherwise.
Time for a telling play here either way. Collingwood with first use and Clement goes very long. Perfect kick and a good mark Burns. McGough now into Buckley, but he's got 3 against him. It might work for him yet. Forced wide. Ball stayed in play and there's still time here for Collingwood to score and go to the last change with some gathering momentum.
Anthony Rocker getting set and telling his teammates just make a bit of space, open it up.
So can the Magpies manufacture something here? Rocker against Goods. Rocker got the front posse to Tarrant. Intercepted by Kirk, and the Swans out of trouble. That'll be good enough for three-quarter time. Matthews. And unloaded after he kicked. It'll be a free kick upfield. Hall. Have the Swans got enough time? He goes to the 50, but the siren sounds. So three-quarter time. It's Sydney 91 playing Collingwood 57, and the Magpies in all sorts as a boil-over looms at the Telstra Dome.
6 goal to three-quarter, and Mick Malthouse, he's got a few worries. Absolute worries about centre clearances, about ruckman, about forwards who can take marks in contests, and about players who are not quick enough over the ground in the midfield.
So three-quarter time here at the Telstra Dome, round 6 action, and it is the Sydney Swans, 34-point leaders over Collingwood.